Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Real Beautiful Beauty here. Going to be talking about like an eyelid cleanser, an eyelid towelette kind of scrub. I talk a lot about this stuff on my channel. I talk a lot about sinuses, I talk a lot about eyes, I talk a lot about everything. Products, skincare, you name it, it's here. Okay, and I know I've mentioned these before, but I think it's been a long time ago. So I'm kind of back to using these again. These are the Stye eyelid cleansing wipes. Now, however, I've been to multiple eye doctors. I recently, especially, I don't have a Stye, but so I cannot say these will work if you have a internal or external eyelid Stye. I don't know if they work for that. Okay. I don't have a Stye, so I can't tell you if it works for that. I can tell you that I've been having dry eye issues, been having that for a while. And when I wake up, you know, little too much crusty stuff, action going on and things like that. So been using these. It helps with that. It kind of helps getting the tear ducts flowing and going again, you know what I mean? And it cleanses out all that gunk and yuck that gets kind of stuck along the eyelash line, along your eyelashes, things like that. There's also, like, if you look into it, the demodonics mites. Eyelash mites live on our eyelashes. I mean, like, they have a whole neighborhood, a whole colony. Tons of families of mites are living on each and every one of our eyelashes, and they get in our eyes and they can get out of control and all that nastiness. So, and I'm talking microscopic levels, you know what I mean? You have to have equipment to see those, know those. And, you know, anyhow, just look up demodonics mites. I probably incorrectly say that, but I know exactly what they are. And when something grosses me, I know exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Okay, so these come prepackaged like this. And let's see, I've used this whole box actually, and there were 12 in here. These are eyelid cleansing wipes, gently wipes away irritants, removes oil, dirt, and debris, non-irritating formula. Now, these are not like makeup remover wipes or nothing like that, so don't confuse it. You're not going to be able to remove your eyeliner or your makeup or your eyeshadow or mascara or whatever. You're just going to remove the gunky stuff that's bugging your eye. You know what I mean? And you're going to be able to maybe see a little clearer after you use them, or see a little cleaner. You know what I mean? These are actually big wipes. These really fold out. These are huge. Okay. And I'm not really in love with the smell of it. I think it has chamomile. I'm pretty sure that smell is chamomile. But anyhow, these are big. This is what they look like. And I kind of just take my finger. I hope you can see this. And I wrap my finger up like this. Okay. And I just kind of gently go back and forth action. I start with my inner tear duct. And I'm going to actually do it now while I'm talking to you because have to do it. Haven't done it in a few days. I don't do this every day. I was going to say that. This is just something I do as like a pick-me-up for my eyes. And I do it 3 or 4 times a week maybe. Okay? So I don't do it every day. Definitely don't over-scrub your eyelids. Don't over-scrub your lash line. But you want to be able to loosen up dead skin, debris, if any mites or anything or yucky. You want to disturb those guys. You know what I mean? You want to get those yucky critters and disturb them. But you don't want to scrub to the point to where your skin's irritated or your skin is red or raw or anything like that. And that's what I do. I start on the upper lash line. I start at the inner tear duct corner. And I work my way along the lash line, and I work my way towards the outer part of my eye, which I'm doing now, okay? And I just do that for just a couple seconds. And then now I go underneath for my lower lash line. Same concept. I still have my finger kind of rolled up in there like this. Same concept. I start at the inner tear duct, kind of gently suppress on, push and gently suppress my tear ducts, if that makes sense. Not too hard though, you know what I mean? So I start in that inner corner. I'm on the bottom lash line now, and I've kind of gently suppress my tear ducts, which I'm doing it now. And I have crazy bad sinus problems, so sometimes when you start pushing on parts of the eye, you can feel it like throughout your sinuses, you know what I mean? And that's kind of happening. So now I'm on the mid part of my lower lash line. Now I'm working my way towards the outer part of the eye. Okay, now just gently do it. And these take a long time before they dry out. You actually have a good 3 or 4 minutes before they dry out, you know. And I know this formulation always says you can just leave it and all that. But it's, you know, it could be a rinse-free formulation. I don't do it. I rinse it off. I do. I have to. I just don't like leaving it on my eyes, or, you know, even though it says it's a rinse-free formulation, you don't have to technically rinse it off, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rinse it off. Now, after I do both eyes, I usually start with my left eye, move to my right eye, and then after I do my eyes, what I like to do is roll it back up on my finger like this, and then I just kind of gently cleanse my eyebrow as well. I know it really doesn't make mention or recommend for eyebrows and things like that, but that's what I do. I just kind of upward strokes and upward motion, just kind of clean my eyebrow. You know, if there's makeup or skin cream or night cream, or if there's residual sweat or oil or whatever, you know, sunscreen left over, that stuff gets hung in your eyebrows because, you know, it just does. And I have pretty good eyebrows, you know. I mean, they're not, my eyebrows are not super, I want to say my eyebrows are not super thick, but they're not super thin. I'm kind of, I got the happy medium going on, you know, and I have that all natural eyebrow, and it's kind of good because it's, for me, for my face and framing my face, it's not too bushy, it's not too mustachy, it's not too thin either, you know, it's not penciled on either. So just kind of cleanse those hairs, and I'm doing it on my left eye, and it feels good, you know. It's just kind of a self-care type of thing, you know what I mean? And I'm going to work over here to my right eye and do the same. But I do love this product. Like I said, I do rinse them. I personally recommend to rinse it off your eyes and your eyebrows after you're done. I'm kind of massaging my eyebrow now on my right side because my, you know, the sinuses are right below there, and you're kind of massaging underneath the skin as well, and moving along the sinuses and all that. I'm going to show you the back of the box real quick because I could probably be here all day having fun with it, taking care of myself here, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I don't have much self-time, especially lately, you know what I mean? Let's show you the ingredients if I can. Okay, there's the ingredients. Okay, like I said, I know the name of them is Stye. I don't have a Stye. I can't tell you what it does for a Stye, but if you have an internal or external Stye and your eye doctor says use these, use them. You know what I mean? There's the ingredients. Okay, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and let you go because you've been sitting here listening, and, you know, we're having fun, but it would be better if we were live, you know what I mean? And we'd really be having a better time. Love you guys. Love you girls. Bye, handsomes. Bye, beauty.